The reality check in proxy warfare is finally here. As Ukraine faces challenges on the battlefield, the recent aerial shots reveal a sobering truth. Hello and welcome, I'm your host Piyush. Let's begin with the video report. For Ukraine's President Zelensky and his administration, dismissing reports of their country's decline in the face of Russian aggression as mere Russian disinformation has been a reflexive response. However, undeniable aerial footage now emerges, presenting a stark reality that can no longer be ignored. As Europe withdraws its help and shockingly, US revelations show Ukraine's inability to stand up to Russia, Zelensky's dream for unshakable backing began to dwindle. With Western help dwindling, Ukraine's life support system appears to be dimming, and its forces on the ground are forced to face an uncomfortable reality. They have been left to fend for themselves in a proxy conflict that shows no indication of abating. Recent overhead footage shows a solemn sight. Approximately 70 Ukrainian military voluntarily laying down their arms and surrendering to Russian forces on the territory of the Donetsk People's Republic. As the majority of them chose life over death, it is clear that Ukraine's military might is eroding in the face of a tenacious foe. About 70 Ukrainian soldiers surrendered in past 2 weeks alone. Most of them laid down their weapons voluntarily, wishing to save their lives, an officer from the region's security agency told TASS. According to his data, most of them are military fighting on the Avdiivka, Donetsk and Uledar fronts. However, let's be honest, this surrender shouldn't come as a shock to anyone paying attention. Leaked Pentagon documents earlier this week unveiled a troubling reality. Ukraine was woefully ill-equipped to effectively counter Russian forces. Despite this knowledge, the West allowed Kiev to embark on a disastrous counteroffensive that yielded heavy casualties and minimal gains. Ukraine's lack of adequate weaponry to neutralize Russian air superiority was a grim prophecy waiting to be fulfilled. Fast forward to the present and the facts paint a grim picture. Ukraine's counteroffensive has ground to a halt with staggering losses in both manpower and military hardware. Attempts to navigate Russian minefields without proper air support or sufficient anti-air weapons has been a disaster. The outcome is undeniable. Ukraine's military might now stands on shaky ground. Aerial shots serve as a poignant reminder of the consequences of misplaced aspirations and failed foreign policy. As Ukraine's forces lay down their arms in surrender, the truth becomes undeniable. The support they counted on has dwindled. Now they find themselves at the mercy of an adversary they cannot vanquish. As the aerial shots continue to circulate, they serve as a somber reminder to the international community that proxy conflicts often come with a high human cost. It is a clarion call to examine the moral responsibility in proxy engagements and to prioritize peaceful diplomacy over military escalation.